Hey guys, welcome back to CLOCKWISE Crypto. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Now today, Bitcoin cleared over 30,000 and it's hanging around there. Let's see what is going on here on the charts here. Looking at Bitcoin sitting at $33,916, clearing that level we were talking about here. Now, we did have our channel going down. We said it would do this inverted, this traditional head and shoulders. It broke that neckline and broke the high point we were talking about here on the weekly time frame. Now, at the end of this week, the new candle comes and it stays above 32,000. We have to reanalyze and see what is going on here. So one thing that we are doing on this chart is creating a trend line going up here, wick to wick to wick, and we will keep this here to see what happens. So we're going to clear this up a little bit and make it nice and simple for you guys. So that traditional head and shoulders did not hold. The neckline did break. Now we want to see where the next level of resistance is, as Bitcoin really has a lot of bullish news today. We even have the SEC reanalyzing another spot Bitcoin ETF that was denied years ago. So really some exciting things going on in the markets, but we will put this level of resistance right here for you to see what is going to happen here. So definitely want to pay attention to this level. We want to see what happens at this current level, and we will mark this right here. So we will have this channel. Are we going to break above and continue up, or are we going to break this ultimate trend line? Now, I know this looks very familiar. This looks similar to our chart on Ethereum. We have Ethereum going down, still have a pullback. That's still in play. We need to see if we break above 2,000. 2,000 for Ethereum is psychological resistance. So we want to see what happens here. If we do break this to the downside, we are heading down. Now with Bitcoin, I know that head and shoulders, the neckline broke. It didn't break to the downside. It broke to the head actually broke to the upside, but we will see what happens at this level. Is this weekly candle going to close above 32,000? Right now it's above. The daily candle, it's above too. Everything's looking good. What's going to happen? Are we going to crash down and correct, or are we going to stay here? So really interested to see how this plays out and on the weekly candle time frame. So definitely interested to see what goes on there. H bar doing the same thing. Everything's respecting our trend lines, right? Our trend lines have been seen tried and true. We wanted to break to the bottom. That's not happening if Bitcoin is above 32,000. It's just not happening. So we'll see how this plays out. Taking a look at Cardano even pumping but bouncing directly off of our level of support. So that just confirms that that's a good level. We had it at the right spot. A direct bounce. So all this is confirming that we already had it there. The neckline here that we had right here, that was pretty much confirmed, at 30,000 and breaking through that. So I want to see what happens here on this weekly candle. Does it break and close? You guys been hearing us say that the whole time, break and close. Are we going to break and close above before we continue to make new highs, or are we going to pull back and just have a crash down? So similar to over here where you see a huge bullish candle up and the next candle just crashes down. I want to see what happens here. That's what I'm waiting for to see. I want to see what happens here, and this is on the weekly time frame. Are we going to stay and close above like we've been calling for? Are we going to break and close above? That's going to be a confirmation for us. Are we going to stay and crash down? So that's kind of what I want to see on this weekly time frame for this weekly candle in particular. Only this weekly candle. I want to see how we close. So we have a few days for the end of the week. So today is Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So a whole 5 days for this weekly candle. I want to see what happens within this 5 days. Are we going to stay there? Or are we going to crash down? With Ethereum's pretty much the same way, just different zones. Want to see if we break 2,000 or we crash down. H bar is respecting our levels significantly. No complaints there, how we have things laid out. But the same scenario is happening. It's all contingent upon Bitcoin. So there's a ton of news actually going on. I would say bullish news, to be honest with you, around Bitcoin. And I think that's something that we should at least try to take a look at, because right now everything's pumping. Everything is absolutely pumping. And there's a lot of FUD around the spot Bitcoin ETF. So we will dive into this briefly and see what this means. So there is some rumors that since the SEC commissioner went and said that the BlackRock spot ETF, thinks that it should be approved. They don't know why. The SEC commissioner doesn't know why it hasn't been approved. So that's some bullish news here. And if we actually go through, looking at Watcher Guru, we see here, BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trust, it's been listed. Another bullish momentum news. So everything is pushing the FOMO out of the water here. So judge ordered SEC to re-review Grayscale's bid for a spot ETF. That's what I was talking about earlier. So everything is everyone's on the fence, and that FOMO is here. It's like, oh my gosh. And it's all here. It's all bullish. And when the SEC commissioner came on, it was just like, the agency hasn't been very good when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto. That was almost like a mic drop. Almost like a mic drop. Because though she's not in the hearings and she's not Gary Gensler, she is essentially the figurehead for the entire SEC. So the fact that she's at Money 2020 and, she's around a whole bunch of people and is familiar with crypto, this is not looking good for Gary Gensler, but this is looking very good for crypto. So very excited to see movement there. Looking here, Solana's largest DeFi protocol, Marinate Finance, has blocked UK users from accessing the site. That was the only bearish news today. That's the only bearish news today. So, well done in the crypto markets. Looking at the entire market here, the global market is 1.16 trillion, an increase 1.95% the past 24 hours. 1.19%. You can see it here. So very excited to see that, because that shows that, the FOMO is real and people are paying attention. So love what's going on here. Bitcoin right here, it's saying sitting at 30,409. But in comparison to Tether, it's a little bit higher. We can actually go to a different chart, see if we can get an more accurate reading. We've been doing our analysis off of US dollar. Off of Tether, but either way, we still broke our neckline. And yeah, at this point it's showing 32. So I don't know. Okay, I didn't have it refreshed. So 33,000. It's updated here. So let me see. The market cap is 1.15. It increased 8.6%, guys. It's not 1.91. It's not 1.95. 8.6% in 24 hours. That's huge. That is huge. So the FOMO is here. The FOMO is here. It's just a matter of, are we going to stay above this price that we typically stay at? So I'm gonna go back to our regular charts. The ones that I typically use, which is Bitcoin to Tether. It's a smoother chart in my opinion, but it's similar. It's just smoother from the candlesticks. But we'll see what happens, guys. I'm not changing my bias yet. I want to see a break and close, like I've been saying, and see what's going to happen with this trend line and what's going to happen in this ascending triangle. And it's going to look just like the other support lines of resistance lines that have been respected that we've had just thus far, guys. So definitely wanted to come on here. I'm not afraid, but the charts are the charts and the momentum is here. So what are we going to do with that momentum, guys? So hope you got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. We'll see you soon.